Greetings to everyone out there in the NoDQ galaxy. Welcome to NoDQ video here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/AaronRiftNoDQ. I have your questions from twitter.com/AaronRift using the hashtag NoDQvideo. Let's go ahead and get started today. First one comes from the Simi Rollins. Would it be a smart move for Randy Orton to leave WWE for All Elite Wrestling after what he said about indie wrestling? Dive. First of all, keep in mind that Randy Orton is just working people, so when he makes fun of indie wrestling, he knows what he's doing. He's stirring the pot, he's getting fans worked up, he's getting wrestlers worked up, he's just creating controversy. That's what Randy Orton is doing. Now, I feel Randy Orton could take this and use it to his advantage. He can go to AEW and he can feud with these guys and he can be the villain. He can be the heel. He can be the opposite of what AEW is trying to present. AEW is all about the up-and-coming younger guys that have the talent, and a lot of fans see Randy Orton as a guy that maybe uses his name to get where he's at and maybe rests on his laurels and his previous accomplishments. And yeah, I think it would naturally work as far as Randy Orton being a heel in AEW goes. I think it would work out fine for him. I'm sure Randy Orton would have great matches with any number of guys, whether it's Kenny Omega or Chris Jericho or Hangman Page. There's a lot of options for Randy Orton in AEW. So, of course, the big rumor is, will Randy Orton end up there? Time will tell. Randy Orton is a businessman first and foremost, and I think he will do what's best for him and his family. Maybe he feels that he's done all he can do in WWE. Maybe he sees AEW as a new opportunity to do some different things and face some new people and just have a new chapter of his career. But at the same time, he's been with WWE for so long. He's been loyal to them. So it's hard to say what's going to happen, but we'll have to wait and see how AEW does, and never say never. Randy Orton apparently is on the radar, and there's interest from Randy Orton as far as AEW goes, and I think it's just a wait and see process to see how AEW develops as a brand over the next several months. Got this one here from Eric Cruz. If and when John Cena breaks Ric Flair's record, do you think Randy Orton will be given a shot to tie or even break it? He's not going Hollywood like Cena and probably has another 5 good years in him, maybe more. Well, I think you're right about Randy Orton. I think he still has a good amount of time left in his career, 5 to 10 years if he stays healthy. And Randy Orton has wrestled a fairly safe style, and some people think it's boring and some people put him down for it, but he's had longevity and he's had very few injuries over the years. You look back from when he first got started, he did get hurt right away around the time Evolution was beginning, and then he did get hurt in the middle part of 2008, but other than that, I don't remember him having any real significant injuries. I think he did have one in 2016. So maybe 3 significant injuries in a nearly 20-year period with WWE. That's quite impressive. Could he potentially break the record? That I don't think is going to happen. I think Cena will probably break Ric Flair's record. I don't think Randy Orton will. I think Randy Orton might have maybe one world title reign in WWE left in him if WWE even decides to go with that. We could be at a period where Randy Orton is just going to be a part-timer from this point forward and there's no need to put the title on him type of scenario. So I think it could happen 1 or 2 more times, but I definitely don't see him breaking Ric Flair's record. Don't think that's going to happen. Got this one here from Unshaken. Hey Aaron, how likely is it that WWE not only adds Charlotte to the Becky and Ronda Rousey match, but actually has her win the title from Ronda, ending WrestleMania amid a chorus of boos? I think it's quite sad that this is even a possibility. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. Becky Lynch goes over Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. And I know fans would like to just see a one-on-one match, as I think we should see. It should just be the one-on-one match for WrestleMania. However, WWE has pulled some tactics over the years, and we've seen some things on pay-per-view we don't want to see, at least the majority of us. And it would not surprise me. I mean, I think WWE will do the right thing. I think Charlotte, if she is added to the match, she's not going to win. I think Becky will go over, and it's possible Becky goes over Charlotte without Ronda taking the fall. I think Becky should just straight up beat Ronda, one-on-one match. Charlotte backdooring her way in and winning the title. I would not put it past WWE, but I would be surprised if WWE did that. There would definitely be the outrage, but I feel like WWE is not going to do that. I feel like Becky will get her win at WrestleMania. It's just a matter of who she beats to win the title. Got this one here from SCW Wrestling Channel. Hey Aaron, what are some of your favorite WWE Elimination Chamber matches and pay-per-view events? Well, of course, the original. To me, that's the starting point. So if you're going to watch Elimination Chamber matches in preparation for the pay-per-view, you got to watch the first one from Survivor Series 2002 with Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Rob Van Dam, and all those guys. Now, as far as pay-per-views go overall, before it became Elimination Chamber, I liked the 2008 No Way Out. I was there for that in Las Vegas, so maybe it's a little bit of a bias. But in particular, I really liked the first chamber match, the Smackdown chamber match, which had Undertaker and Batista in it. That was a great one. The entire pay-per-view I thought was really solid. Also, the following year, 2009, the whole Edge storyline where he lost the title and then took Kofi Kingston's spot and won the other title later on the show. I like that whole storyline, so that pay-per-view is definitely another solid one. And then after that, to me, they're largely forgettable. Like the Elimination Chambers just lacked that intensity that the first one had. They were toned down because of the company being PG, and then they changed the structure recently. So yeah, I would say the 2008, 2009 pay-per-views and those matches, and then the original. Got this one here from Boogeyman79. I promise this is my last AEW question because I'm sure you were tired of it, but do you think WWE is not confiscating AEW or Bullet Club shirts because they see or they would be as seen to be weak or feel they can be a threat? I feel like WWE would be best to not confiscate AEW merchandise because it is just going to create this feeling that WWE sees AEW as a threat. And it gives AEW some publicity and some credibility. The fact that WWE would even care in the first place, this must mean that they see AEW as a threat. To me, I think it's more just overall pettiness than anything else. I really don't think WWE sees AEW as a threat. But at the same time, WWE doesn't want any acknowledgement of another promotion. But by confiscating the merchandise and signs and whatnot, it is drawing more attention. So it could end up being a negative in the end, especially now with social media. I mean, if this was 15 years ago, might not be as big of a deal because you had fewer people on the internet and you didn't have Twitter, Facebook. Now, information travels so quickly and things can balloon up and go viral. I think this is an era where WWE should just say, hey, it's no big deal, whatever. Let fans wear what they're going to wear. Got this one here from Nikki. Hey Aaron, long time. Do you think that the Undisputed Era should debut as a heel or a babyface? Good question, and I did talk about this before. I would like to see Adam Cole break away from the group. I think that Adam Cole is going to get cheered one way or another. So you might as well turn him babyface, let him be kicked out of the group, and let Adam Cole be a babyface on the main roster and have the rest of Undisputed Era as heels. I feel like Adam Cole being associated with the group is going to result in them all being cheered. So you could argue they would be called up as faces, perhaps. But at the same time, I feel like they're good as a heel faction. So I would break up Adam Cole from the group. Adam Cole, babyface, Undisputed Era as heels on the main roster. Got this one here from Jerry Slaughter, the NoDQ General. Hey Aaron, with Hideo Itami officially done with WWE, do you think it's a safe bet he will return as Kenta in New Japan or be sucked into the hype machine of AEW? My gut feeling is that he'll end up in AEW. That is what I'm expecting at this time. However, if the money's right, I could see him working in AEW and doing some shows with them. I think it just depends on what he feels comfortable doing. Maybe for him, money's not the most important thing at this point. Maybe he wants to just go home to Japan. Who knows? But yeah, my feeling at this time is that he'll go to Japan, but I would not rule out him working with AEW, especially if AEW takes off. And he could have a lot of great matches with various people in AEW. So I could see him going either way, but I'm leaning towards him going back to Japan for now. Got this one here from Tevin. Sorry to ask this, but if Roman Reigns cannot return as an on-screen character that wrestles, what do you see Vince doing with him? I'm thinking he will turn him into Austin when he was the co-commissioner or was the GM of Raw. I don't think we're going to see Roman Reigns on TV if he's not doing better. If he's not cleared to wrestle again, then he's not well enough to be on TV as far as I'm concerned. I don't see a sick Roman Reigns coming out on television and playing a character. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think WWE will bring him back once he's healthy, and hopefully he does recover from this. With Steve Austin, it was different because it was an injury. It wasn't Austin being sick. Reigns is sick, and I don't think WWE is going to have him be traveling and being on the road and just, the traveling can be stressful alone. Even if he's not wrestling, it's still going from city to city and being on the road. So I feel like WWE will bring him back once he's able to wrestle again. I don't see them using him in a non-wrestling role while he's fighting leukemia. Got this one here from Brandon. Hey Aaron, what if Smackdown doesn't get the views that Fox wants and Fox cancels Smackdown? Where would Smackdown go from there? Well, first of all, I think it's unlikely that WWE's ratings completely tank on Fox to the point where they get canceled. I mean, there is a contract, so I think that WWE will push the show heavily. Fox will push the show heavily. WWE will produce solid television, at least in the short term. I mean, SmackDown is a consistently good show, but they may put some extra effort into it. We may see some top stars on Raw move to SmackDown because of the importance of the Fox deal. WWE's making a lot of money from this, so they're gonna take it seriously, and I think SmackDown will get a bit of a push. Lately it feels like the B show. I think WWE will up the ante and build it up more as an A show again once WWE begins the SmackDown run on Fox. That's what I think will happen, and I don't see a scenario where the ratings get so low and the viewership gets so low that Fox cancels. Now, anything can happen, but my gut feeling is WWE will keep those numbers steady, and WWE will have that working relationship with Fox for the duration of the contract. And then what happens after that, if Fox doesn't want WWE, easy answer. WWE just goes back to USA. Maybe the USA relationship falls apart at some point, but that's way down the line. I would say they'll do Fox, and if things don't work out, they'll end up back with USA. Got this one here from Offman. Offman Rules. What is it with the McMahons and Triple H that they need to be involved with the hottest act in the company? From Punk in 2011 to Ronda's debut last year and now with Becky. They keep proving the quote correct that it's, quote, always and only about the McMahons. Well, I think Vince's philosophy is that people care about him. Vince is a draw. Historically, Vince has moved numbers. Steve Austin and Vince, that was arguably the hottest feud in wrestling history. And let's face it, Vince isn't going to leave his own company. So he can always rely on himself. He can always rely on Stephanie. He can always rely on Triple H. They're not going anywhere. And, you know, WWE has conditioned the fans to believe that the McMahons are important. And when they come out, this is an important storyline. So, yeah, when you have Becky Lynch, and this should tell you that WWE is serious about pushing Becky as the top star because the McMahons are getting so involved. For the McMahons to get involved, that tells the audience that Becky must be a big deal. Now, of course, the question is, could ego be a role in this as well? And I would say that's probably true to a degree. I mean, I'm sure they're just going to say, we're doing what's best for business. Us being on TV is best for business, yada, yada, yada. But I do feel like there is ego involved, and maybe not with Vince at this point. Maybe Vince is fine being behind the scenes, but when the numbers drop and he felt he had to come back. Stephanie, she probably enjoys it. She probably enjoys going out there and being this strong, powerful woman, and everyone having to back away from her, you know, out of fear and intimidation, and, you know, Triple H going out there and being the tough guy, the big shot. They probably enjoy it, but they'll justify it by saying, hey, we are important and we move numbers, so we're going to do what's best for business. Got this one here from Andy. Have you ever thought about doing a one-to-watch series where you choose a up-and-coming wrestler or tag team to tell us about? Interesting idea. What do you guys think? Leave a comment. Let me know if you would like to see something like this. I mean, this would be better for me if I followed NXT on a regular basis, which I don't, other than the TakeOver pay-per-views. I did watch a clip of this guy who does this rock and roll gimmick where he's playing the air guitar. He's got a mustache. This guy looks like money to me. I don't know if he smells like money like Bobby Lashley, but he at least looks like money. And he just has this natural charisma to him that I think could really go far in WWE. Like, I see dollar signs with this guy. Like, first time I saw him, he cut this promo, and he just has this natural charisma to him. And he's out there, and he's being a showman. I think this guy has a lot of potential. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but I think that guy has a lot of potential, and I'm sure most of you watching this know who I'm talking about. I really like that guy. And, you know, there's others, you know, that I can say definitely keep an eye out for, like Candice LeRae. Like, I fully expect her to be a major star within the next year or two on the main roster. And there's probably a couple of other ones, but if you guys want to hear more of my thoughts about ones to watch and that sort of concept, leave a comment and let me know. That'll wrap it up for this edition of NoDQ Video. Thanks as always for watching. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com. I'm trying to hit 60,000 subscribers by WrestleMania. Let's make it happen. Please tell a friend, share a link to this video, do whatever you can to spread the word about NoDQ Video and NoDQ.com. Let's try to get 60,000 by WrestleMania. With that being said, I will see you guys next time.